Hello, my name is Amelia and I'll be your child's kindergarten teacher this year. I am so excited to facilitate your child's learning for 2026. Our program will be highly play-based, reflecting the approved early years learning framework and national quality standards. Tonight we will look at why play-based learning is important for your child's development and how this intentional teaching method is supported by the EYLF, National Quality Standards, our ELC philosophy, and modern theorists, and how they drive my own personal pedagogical knowledge in guiding a play-based program. Tonight we are on Nipaluna country, which is in Lutruwita, Tasmania. At our school we have 2 acknowledgements of country, one for our wider school community and another for our early learning centre. Play brings with it joy and happiness. It is a time where children are extended the opportunity to connect with their peers and teachers and to make sense of their own world. I see play as more than free time. It is a wonderful learning tool. My role as your child's teacher is to observe their play, to listen and respond to their thoughts and ideas, challenge their thinking, and to join in on their play to scaffold learning. The experiences we will provide in their learning environment will be fun and engaging and will also reflect your child's interests and curiosities. As well as my own ideas on play-based learning, our ELC philosophy also draws on contemporary theorists, the EYLF, NQS, and the United Nations Rights of the Child. Our ELC's philosophy on play-based learning states that we embrace the here and the now with the belief that childhood is a time for wonder, imagination, and hands-on learning, which is supported through open-ended and intentional play-based experiences. We believe in providing a learning journey filled with unending possibilities. Our educationally rich program focuses on children's individual interests to encourage their investigative inquiry skills. The design and delivery of our program is responsive to current and contemporary world. Play underpins our philosophy. We can use the SAMPI as an example of an open-ended and intentional play-based experience which we provide in our daily program. Within this micro-learning environment, we observe an abundance of learning happening through play. For example, there's imaginative play which supports imaginative social and emotional development. We've got building relationships, which fosters social and emotional and language development. We've got digging, patting, scooping, moulding, squeezing, which supports physical development. There's early years mathematical concepts, where children are exploring the ideas of volume, mass, mixing, pouring and patting. This is supporting cognitive development. There's construction of building roads, towers, sandcastles, which fosters cognitive, social, and creative development. In my own practice and as a service of early childhood, we draw on our approved learning frameworks, the early years learning framework, and our national quality standards every day. Here are just a few examples of how these approved learning frameworks support play-based learning. For example, just as one example, the EYLF states that play-based learning provides opportunities for children to learn as they discover opportunities, create, improvise, and imagine. Contemporary theories of play also underpin your child's learning and development. In particular, we look at Piaget, which is stages of development, and Vygotsky, which is social cultural theory of child development. Vygotsky's key ideas were the zone of proximal development, scaffolding, and language is key in development. I'm going to use the example from last year where the kindergarten cohort were interested in playing with the baby dolls in the home corner. The educational team capitalised on this interest and used this learning environment as a tool that fostered the children's social and emotional development. We used Vygotsky's theories in our pedagogy toolbox to support and guide their learning. For example, the zones of proximal development was used here. We had a young girl say, "I can't dress the baby doll." So we responded with, "Here, let me help you." This very small, simple scenario is the zone of proximal development. We also used scaffolding. We role modeled dressing the baby doll. We suggested ideas and encouraged the children to build their confidence. And when they were confident, or when they wanted to give dressing the baby doll a go, we stepped back and we just guided when necessary. We were really conscious of the language that we were using. We role model positive interactions. We supported the children with their negotiation skills. And we also explained to the children what we were doing. And we asked questions such as, "Oh, do you think that the baby doll might be a bit cold? Should we put the hat on the baby doll? Should they be wearing socks? Do you think it's too hot? Do you think it's too cold?" This scenario supporting the child's holistic development was supported by Vygotsky's theory. On the other hand, we have Piaget. Key ideas in Piaget's theories were assimilate and accommodate new knowledge, learning through developmental stages, and that Piaget saw learning as a process evolving as a result of children interacting with the environment and moving through stages of cognitive development. We're going to use Piaget's theory exemplified in a sandpit play scenario. For example, a child fills a bucket up with sand. This is assimilate. Then they decide to tip the sand into a bowl that is a little bit smaller. The child attempts filling the bowl up with the sand from the bucket, but learns that the shape is a little bit smaller, thus then requires less sand. The child then tips the remaining sand into the cup. This is accommodate. And the child learned this through play. The children of this kindergarten cohort will be generally at the pre-operational stage, which is 2 to 7. At this age, children are very egocentric. For example, the child might say, "This is my bucket," and that children of this age learn through hands-on learning and imagination. This is where the environment is key in supporting your child's play. Play-based learning works best when educators find the right balance. If teachers are too involved, it can limit children's independence and decision making. But if they step back too much, children may lack support and positive role modelling, which can lead to behavioural issues. The environment also matters. There needs to be enough engaging, open-ended and age-appropriate resources. Successful play-based learning happens when educators know the child, observe their play and step up in the right moments to guide learning within that flexible and supportive environment. Thank you for coming this evening and for voicing your concern about your child's learning this year. I hope you now have a clear understanding of what play means for your child's development and how essential it is to your child's learning. I look forward to getting to know you and your family this year.